What's going on, people? Welcome to United View. Welcome to another news update, man. Flex's view, Flex's thoughts. Quick, short, sharp, to the point. More injuries, man. Double injury blow, injury doubts, injury concerns, however you want to say it. It's happened again. Now, there is a little bit more context to it, but obviously there's a couple of injuries, potential injuries to Andre Onana and Marcus Rashford in last night's international games, and it's just something that we can just do without. What have we got? Up to 9 players out already injured, and you just want a little bit of luck. We lost Ericsson and Hoyland just before the international break as well to some injuries. Ericsson a little bit longer, and Rasmus Hoyland looking like he could be back for Everton, hopefully, but it's not great. We'll start with Marcus Rashford. He played at Wembley last night and had like a big collision with Trent, which he looked to have come off worst as England beat Malta 2-0 at Wembley. And it didn't look great. Obviously, he had to come off. Cole Palmer comes on. But Gareth Southgate, the positive bit about this is Gareth Southgate is confident that the winger is okay after the forward came off. That's what Manchester Evening News is saying. They're saying that it's more of a precaution, a little bit of a collision, and it's a chance to basically get him out of there and not take any risk, which is obviously what we want as Man United fans, considering what's going on. Gareth Southgate said this. He said, "We just thought, given the nature of the collision, it was a chance to get Cole Palmer into the game. I haven't assessed too much, but I think he was okay when he came off. But it's still a concern because, things like that, you get an innocuous challenge, you get an innocuous bump or a collision that doesn't look that bad. You come off okay, and it could swell up in the night, or it could develop over the next coming days. Obviously, we'll see if he gets sent home from international duty. We'll have to wait and see what Gareth says in his next press conference before our next game. Don't even know who it's against because England are through, so I'm not really bothered right now. And hopefully he comes through that. Either he just comes back as a precautionary situation where he just do your training, or just does training at England and kind of, because if he stays at camp, if he stays away with England and is in the next squad and on the bench and stuff, you would assume that he was okay. But again, knowing Gareth Southgate in England setup, just would bring him on for no reason, or try and force the injury. Sorry, the issue, and maybe worsen it. But I would like to think they wouldn't do that. But I don't know. Whilst they're at international duty, I just think there's always a chance. So obviously, for our selfish point of view, we'd probably rather him just come back. But then on the positive side, if it isn't that bad and he really was okay and it was just a knock and it was just a precaution, then really he probably would carry on. Do you know what I mean? So we're just so scared of injuries right now and more happening. We're like, please, just no more, because look at us right now. If you're talking about going into the next batch of games, look at the Everton game, for example. If Rasmus Hoyland doesn't make it, you're going to have to bring in Martial, who obviously hasn't had much game time, but, you're going to be weakened there. And if Marcus Rashford's out as well, that'll be, no one on the left. Well, if Anthony might come back in, but you'd have to go with Garnacho. But look, you can argue to the cows come home that Rashi hasn't been good this year. I understand that, but we need him. We need our big players, man. We can't have any more injuries. I know some people, don't get me wrong, through the bad times of form are like, you know what, if he's not playing, we're better anyway, etc., etc. But another injury is another injury, and it's another thing that Eric Ten Hag wasn't planning on doing. Eric Ten Hag has been planning and banking on Marcus Rashford playing all the games. And I know up until now, it might not have been what we wanted to see, and he hasn't been in good form, but that's Ten Hag's plan. We can't afford another mess to the plan, like basically what we've just seen with Ericsson. His plan for this moment of the season to try and get some continuity was Ericsson, Bruno, and McTominay, and now he's lost Ericsson probably for the rest of November at least, maybe into some of December. So yeah, his plan just constantly keeps changing, and he can't keep the same team fit. So we'll wait and see. I am a bit more confident on the Rashford one. That one I'm a bit more confident, especially because Gareth Southgate has spoken. The other player in question is Andre Onana in terms of injury doubt. He was forced off after 81 minutes as Cameroon played against Mauritius in their World Cup qualifier. Now, we don't have as much information on that one. The nature of his knock is unknown for now. The manager hasn't really spoken about it. We haven't had any quotes as to what's happened. So we're a bit more in the dark about that one. And to be honest, that's I mean, it's hard to grade our injuries in terms of what more worrying to less worrying. That gets a bit peaked when you do that because, you know, these are first team players. But essentially, Onana is settling down. He has settled down since a awful start. Let's be honest, really bad start. I think since that Brentford game before the last international break, that was the last big mistake he made. He's actually been good. You know, making save when he should make saves. Some of the games we've had haven't really been massively possession based and playing line breaking passes, starting up from the back. So it's not like we've seen loads of that from him. But he's just done his job. He's just done what he needed to do. And in this period of his early Man United career, I just want him to keep playing. You just want him to keep playing, keep building up his confidence, and finding his feet at Man United. So that would be again another just a typical one. Like, just give us some luck, please. But we don't know. We don't know about him. I mean, obviously, Altay Bayındır is away on international duty as well, the Turkish international. And look, you could see it two ways because I think it's clear that Andre Onana is going to go to AFCON in January, and Bayındır is going to have to play some games. And up until now, he hasn't played a single minute of football for Man United. He hasn't played a game for us. So, not that you want Onana to be injured, but on one side, Bayındır is going to have to play at some point and needs to be ready. But we need Onana to be finding his feet. This is a tough period of games coming up, really tough, and changing your goalkeeper and playing with a goalkeeper you haven't played with at all this season is going to be tough. Away to Everton, away to Galatasaray, away to Newcastle, home to Chelsea. These are big games. These are tough games. Then I think it's Bournemouth home and then Liverpool away. I don't even want to talk about that. So tough games. And again, I know that the second keeper's there for a reason, but it's just it'll be another situation where Ten Hag's plan just has to be altered. Again, he hasn't planned on playing Bayındır clearly because we haven't seen him play once since he signed. Whether that's Carabao Cup, Champions League or Premier League, he hasn't played, especially because Andre Onana had such a shaky start. He wanted to keep playing him and playing through it instead of taking him out, which, in hindsight was the right thing to do. I know in certain games I was like, listen, take him out there. But it was, once I'd calmed down, I did say the best thing to do is just keep playing him through it. To the point where even when we have had some bad losses, I don't think anyone's looked at Andre Onana and blamed him for that. And it's a team game, so look, he's had to take it. He's conceded, 3 against Newcastle, 3 against Man City back to back, 4 against bloody Copenhagen. So goals have been flying in. But what I'm saying is none of them have been his fault, and he's just trying to find his feet. So this will come at an unwelcome time. Hopefully, the Cameroon manager speaks in the next couple of days in the lead up to their second games and gives us more of an update. Again, if it's a precautionary thing and he just had to come off, I mean, look, that was late in the game. I think it was 81st minute. Maybe they thought, again, let's just get him out of there. He's only just come back to Cameroon as well, and they don't want to lose him, and they got another game coming. Hopefully it was about that. And it isn't anything too serious, because if he ends up coming back, sometimes it could be a good thing, sometimes it could be a bad thing. You don't know whether it's precautionary or not until we get more information. So fingers crossed on that one, man. We just can't afford any more injuries, to be honest with you. We've just got so many. And, going into this next game against Everton, look, they've had 10 points deducted. It's going to be us against the world mentality. Even though they're going to go down to 2 points or whatever points they've gone down to, I don't even know. But because I think they've got 14, so they might go down to 4 points. They'd still be, fancying themselves to stay up because, Burnley, Sheffield United, and Luton are so bad. They probably will stay up, but they've got a lot of work to do now, and they've got to start winning football matches. And a home game against Man United at Goodison, when the Premier League's just done you, for one breach, they're going to feel very, very aggrieved, and they're going to be right behind that team. That's going to be such a difficult game because of it. So you want your best players out there, and hopefully Andre Onana is in that, and hopefully Marcus Rashford is in that. We already know pretty much Christian Eriksen is not going to be in that, and hopefully Rasmus Højlund is in that, because boy, I'm telling you, that is going to be a tough game. So that's your latest news, that's your latest updates. We'll keep an eye on it, we'll let you know. Marcus Rashford, to summarise, is probably going to be okay according to Gareth Southgate. That was more precautionary, but hopefully there's no inflammation or reaction to that after he said that. That'll be just our luck. or nothing bad happens after that. And Andre Onana, we await to see. I think Andre Onana's the bigger question mark at this precise moment, because we haven't heard anything, or especially at the time of recording this anyway. So let me know, guys. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and we'll be back with another video very, very soon. Take care. Peace.